Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Bible overview series, where in it I'm going to just be covering some of the details of each book of the New Testament. And first of all, I'd like to cover Matthew, which is the first book in the New Testament. It's made up of 28 chapters and is a gospel synoptic type. And in general overview, Matthew is one of the Gospels. As mentioned, this book is an account and testimony of Jesus Christ. It was written by Matthew, who was an educated tax collector who was one of the original 12 apostles. His account is unique in that it was written for the Jewish people to persuade them that Jesus was the promised Messiah. Matthew understood the importance of supporting his testimony with Old Testament prophecy, which he cited more than 50 times. The book is a balance of stories, teachings, miracles, and prophecies, and it was written between the years 60 to 65 AD, and it covers a time period of about 7 BC to 26 AD. And of course, it was authored by Matthew the Apostle. And if you can break it down into sort of five key parts, in the first part, you're looking at the birth of Christ, which is singular to this gospel. In Matthew 1:2, Matthew gives the genealogy of Jesus Christ going back to Abraham. When Joseph is hesitant to wed Mary, an angel appears to him and tells him not to fear taking her as his wife. Matthew also tells of the Magi, Herod's slaughter of babies, the escape to Egypt, and Jesus' family's return to Nazareth. Then in part 2, the teachings of Christ, singular to this gospel. And in Matthew chapters 3 through to 25, Matthew shares the Sermon on the Mount. Of the 23 parables included, 9 are original and include the parable of the sower, the parable of the 10 virgins, and the parable of the sheep and the goats. Part 3, the miracles of Christ, again singular to this gospel, also through chapters 3 to 25. Of the 18 miracles mentioned, Matthew tells of 2 that are unique: Peter walking on the sea, and the coin found in the fish to pay the temple tax. A healing of 2 blind men may also be unique. And in part 4, the prophecies of Christ, singular to this gospel, and Matthew's account refers to Peter as the rock of the future church. He also shares Christ's prophecies that the kingdom would be handed over to the Gentiles, that the destruction of the temple would occur in less than 50 years, and a famous description of the end times. And then finally, in part 5, you're looking at the death, resurrection, and ascension details, and in that you go from Matthew chapters 26 to 28, and Matthew recounts the 30 pieces of silver and the suicide of Judas, Pilate's wife's disturbing dream, the earthquake at the resurrection, and the Great Commission to share Christ's teachings with the world. So that's just an overview of Matthew. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.